Hi everyone, Gina here with a voiceover scrapbook layout. I'm showing you the sketch that I'm going to use as inspiration for this. I end up following the sketch pretty closely, but not completely 100% following the sketch. And I've sped this up, but I was trying to do this as a real-time scrapbooking layout because this layout only took about 35 minutes, but then I've sped it up because as I was doing the voiceover I was getting on my own nerves with how slow the video was going. And I'm showing you the actual papers that I was going to try to use. So all I did was I picked the first paper collection randomly out of my pattern paper storage, and I decided that I was going to just try to use it as quickly as best as I could. So I found this sort of neutral paper that I'm going to use. It's from my Mind's Eye Indie Chic, and then I'm pulling out my roller stamps. So there's the Stampin' Up drawer, and I'm looking for a polka dot and a stripe, and I thought that I would use that Stampin' Up polka dot, but I'm actually going to, I don't know. I'm looking for something in the Stampin' Up drawer, and if you see there in that drawer, there's a stripe and a polka dot. So I pull the stripe out, but don't realize that the polka dot is there. The Stampin' Up one has open and closed circles, and I was really looking for something with just closed circles. So I decided to put the Stampin' Up one back and then use this. I think American Crafts made these, but I don't remember. They're old and I don't remember who made them now. So I'm just going and showing the sketch, and the sketch includes polka dots and it includes diagonal stripes. And that's why I pulled the two roller stamps out. And now I'm going to make the T that is in the sketch on the paper, and I'm going to try to do that first with a white pencil, but they don't show up very well. So then I'll go and get a normal pencil, which is strange because I didn't have one sitting on my desk. So I have to run over and get another one. And I mean, they're easy to find, but I was surprised that I didn't have one right near my desk because we all need pencils. I'm showing you there that it's a Texas Ranger pencil, and as a Baltimore Oriole fan, it's kind of sad to be using a Texas Ranger pencil, but that's the first one I picked up. So for all my Texan friends out there, there you go, Texas Rangers. So I put the grid. I'm showing you here where I'm going to put the title, and I'm showing you where on the sketch the photo goes, and I'll get into the story behind this photo in a minute. It's actually pretty funny. So I'm showing you where I'm going to put the title, and the title is going to be pretty large, so I definitely want to make sure that I keep that area up there clean so that I can put my title there, obviously. I haven't done a voiceover in over a year, so you'll have to forgive me as I go through this and try to get back in the swing of things. So I did try to do this as a real-time scrapbooking page, but like I said, it was getting on my own. I was getting on my own nerves, so I had to speed it up. So I'm sorry for the strange hand motions here where I'm pointing things out to you on the screen, and I'll try to describe what I'm pointing out. So I'm using some Memento, I think it's Memento black ink, and then I'm going to make those diagonal stripes. And my stamp rollers are a little bit bigger than what is actually in the sketch, but it's okay. And then I decided that I probably should have ghosted it first, because that first swipe of those stripes is pretty harsh. So that's why I turned the sketch over, and then I couldn't figure out how to get those back on, but I got it. There are little hooks on there that open and close the stamp, so you can use it and change those rollers pretty easily. So I figured that back out. Like I said, it's been over a year since I've scrapbooked, so and then I didn't learn my lesson, and I went ahead and didn't ghost that stamp either, but it all works out in the end. I really like it as this layout comes together, and I don't know where I've gone. Ooh, what am I? Oh, I'm going to try to make black splatters. This is a disaster. So I have stamps from Prima that actually stamp on splatters, and I should have used those. Because see, I cut it all out because I made a mess of the stamp of the splatters, and so I decided that I was just going to cover the splatters with my photo and be done with it, because I tried to make the splatters look natural, and then I tried to paint them, and neither of that worked. So I'll have to remember next time that I have those Prima stamps that will make random patterns for me. Here I pulled out three types of washi tape, and I'm going to make that T that is on the layout with that washi, pointing everything towards my photo. So you'll see me go through and I'll rip some of them and put them on. I'll put some of them on full size and just extend them out from the photo or where the photo will go. And so while I'm working on this and putting that all on there, so the story behind this photo is every time I'm not very good about charging my phone, and more often than not, it's kind of dead. So every time I tell Stu, oh, my phone's running out of battery or my phone is dead, he just looks at me and gives me this face, and he says this is my shocked face, because he's not shocked that the phone is dead, because it's dead all the time. Here I tell you that I'm using that washi tape that has letters on it, and I can't put letters upside down. I don't know what it is, it just doesn't work for me. So I have to make sure that the letters on the washi tape are going in the right direction. I actually am pretty proud of myself because I do put them going up and down on the bottom of this. So I thought that was pretty interesting for me. There's my Avenger sweatshirt. I'm gonna have to move the camera angle a little bit so that you don't see me in the bottom of the frame there, but that's my multifaceted, what do you call that? Like prism, like Avenger sweatshirt, which I really love. It's surprising to me that I'm even dressed, to be honest with you, because typically I come down to Scrapbook still in my pajamas. So the fact that I have a sweatshirt on is pretty amazing to me. I actually find a black doily in my small doilies, and then there's how I keep my large doilies. Again, they're just in recollection drawers, and I will go through my scrap room tour in a more thorough fashion coming up in future videos. I did an overall scrapbook tour, but a scrap room tour, but I will go ahead and do the more detailed one and coming up in separate videos so you can see how everything is stored. But there is a circle component on that sketch, so I decided to use the doily to make the circle. At first I thought that I would go ahead and stitch it, not with the sewing machine because I can't sew very well. It is something that I want to do more of this year, but I was in a hurry to get this done. I'm going to pop up the photo on this dimensional adhesive, and I just use the 3M dimensional adhesive, and I know it's not acid free, but that doesn't really bother me. I'm okay with it. And now I realize that my T doesn't go all the way down. It starts at the top, but then doesn't extend past the photo, and that needs to be fixed. And then I do something silly, and I don't make them line up at all. And that kind of irritates me. So I have to, you'll see that the bottom strip becomes much thicker than the top strip because I have to pull it over. And if I had noticed it before I stuck that washi down, I probably would have gone ahead and fixed it then, but here's where I realize it, and that they're not lined up, and then I was just too lazy to pull it all off, so I decided I would just extend it all the way over that way. It still looks a little unbalanced in the final layout, but it is what it is. I haven't scrapbooked in a while, so I'm giving myself a lot of freedom to just make silly mistakes. And it's not really a mistake. I mean, it is, but it doesn't look that bad on the final layout. And then I'm trying to make the top thicker as well so that they kind of line up, but I'm not very successful here, so. The memory is the most important thing for me, so the background, this is just, I love memory keeping in the fact that I love the memories, going through and looking at the photos. And then I decide that I'm going to put some flowers on this because if you've watched my room tour, you know that I have way too many of them. And these I'm just showing you that I got a Tuesday morning for $2. And then the other ones I ordered from, I don't know. But one of them is from 2013 and one of them is from 2012. So yeah, they've been in my stash a while. The Tuesday morning ones probably, I would have bought those after they had been out a little while because they went to Tuesday morning, but still they've been in my stash for quite some time and it's time to use them. And I don't mind using floral embellishments on a layout about Stu. I'm actually quite happy with how this layout turned out. I'm happy with the monochromatic look of it, and I didn't think that once I started using all of the black that I would be happy with the background, because the background is kind of a taupey sort of brown color. And but I think it works in the end with all of the black. And then I wasn't going to use the gray flower because again, everything is black, but I think at the end with the other gray flowers that I spread around the layout that it works. So I try to place my flowers before I glue them down because I'm going to constantly move them like there. I'm going to constantly move them around, and then I'll take out my is it, I don't remember what kind of glue that is. Aleene's, I think, is the name of that glue. And I find that if I'm not using my hot glue gun, I find that holds flowers down the best. And I will put that, I'll put the glue that I use down in the description box too, if I remember, so that you can see what it is. But I'm just going to place these flowers, and then we're going to put a title on it. And my title is going to be, "This is my shocked face." And so, like I said, it's going to be pretty big. I'm just pasting those flowers down, gluing those flowers down. I should have sped this up a little bit more, so I'm going to apologize for that ahead of time. Yeah, I should have sped this up more. But I'll get back in the swing of things with how to speed up these sections. Not how to, I know how to speed it up, but to really work towards when the video should be sped up and when it should be slowed down. I'll get back in the swing of things. And there I'm just showing you, I'm going to put my title there, I'm going to put my title at the top, I'm going to put my journaling at the bottom, and now I've gone off to find some thickers that I'll be able to use. And this is how I keep my thickers. I keep them in these IKEA boxes. And luckily for me, I found a set of thickers that will fill up that space and weren't too big. I was worried that these were going to be a little bit too big. But I hadn't used these I hadn't used these thickers. Ooh, I can't speak this morning. I hadn't used these thickers before, so I knew that I had enough letters. And the adhesive on these letters doesn't really work. See, I'm going to move it down because I'm worried that the yeah, see, I showed you. I'm worried that they're not going to fit. So I'm going to try to put them as close together as possible because the shocked part of it is going to have to be very close together. So I want to make sure that the rest of the layout, and you'll see I'll put these down and realize that the S is not going to fit for shocked. So I'm going to have to move them over to lay over or under the doily a bit so that all of the letters fit. But, you know, you could measure this out ahead of time, but that's really not how I operate. I sort of scrapbook trial and error, and here we go. Nope. So I'm gonna have to move it over to make sure that the S fits, because hocked is a whole different hocked is a whole different word than shocked. So I'm just gonna move those over so I can get the S on there. And then I'm going to finish up the title that says, "This is my shocked face." And something funny here, I put this down, I put "is my," and then I start to write the word this, and then I think, wait a minute, I'm putting "is" up there twice. Is my shocked face. So I will take the top "is" off, and then realize, no, you were spelling "this," you moron. So, I don't know. So I'll put them up there. Here you'll see. I'll put them up there, and then, well, it's good that I took them off because I put the S up. I put the S on there upside down. But here I'm like, wait a minute. Is? No. And then I'm like, wait a minute. Yes it is, because it's going to be "this is my shocked face." So that's how that goes in there. And then I'm going to do some journaling that just talks about that, you know, my phone is always dead, and when I went and I have to put a period. The sentence is not complete without a period. If I'm using a phrase, I don't care so much, but this is a full sentence, so it has to have a period. I don't know. I'm going to use my roller date stamp to put the date on here. This picture is from 2016, and so I was listening. Her name is Steak Goddess. I was watching her this morning while I was working, and she said that her 2018 book is almost complete, and I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm still scrapbooking pictures from 2006. I wish I was like that. You know, I wish I was all caught up, or not caught up, but, you know, my books were finished for the years before. But That's just the way it is. I haven't scrapbooked in a long time, and when you let that kind of time go by, it's very hard to get caught back up. So I'm not that worried about it. I'll just, scrapbook as I can. But I was impressed when she said that her 2018 book was almost done. So that's the end of the video, and I hope you enjoyed, and I'll be back next time. Take care. Bye.